Hello and welcome to the second Crafter video tutorial. My name is Christina Dahmer. I am the media manager for Carmen's Curiosity Shop and Curious Farms Market. In this video, you will gain an understanding of the production process from start to finish. First, let's discuss how to direct, record, edit, upload, and finally market your creative goodness in video form. This information will help you if you are a one-woman show, a small family enterprise, or a few friend production. First, we will cover directing your video. You will start by making a list of key points you want to cover in the video. This could be a specific tip or trick, the website to purchase the product, or any other important thing you don't want to forget. Create a logical order for each part of your video. A good way to do this is simply to make a timeline on paper. For example, introduce the product, then tell viewers the supplies they will need. Show the first step, the next step, etc. Then promote the products or supplies and say goodbye. Depending on the goals for your video and your project, your timeline will be different. Be sure to list out each step of your project. This will help you out when you go to record. You will have the opportunity to create natural breaks in the video for you and your viewers. Before you film, test out your camera angles. Try different camera holders, such as large or small tripods. You can even use your pop-it phone holder if the angle is steady and captures your shot. Use what you have or can afford. Next, test your camera angle by hitting record and sitting down. Practice your scene with mock actions. For example, talk to the camera and pretend you are painting. After a moment, get up and stop the recording, and then watch it. What does it capture? Is it too high or low, or at an awkward angle? Test it out until it is just right before filming time. Depending on your video and project, you may need to test multiple video angles and have tripods marked with the right positions. This would be necessary for shots where you want only the work surface showing and other scenes with your face. One of our favorite camera setups for workspace filming is placing the tripod on the table directly in front of the workspace. Place the camera facing down, but first flip it upside down to auto-rotate it. This will let the audience see what you see and have the same perspective. As you can see, first I set the tripod on the table in front of the workspace. If you point the camera at the workspace, your work will appear upside down to your audience. In that case, I flip the camera upside down before filming until the auto rotation is reset. Then I carefully readjust the camera to keep the correct view. If you have a rotation lock, this would be a good time to use it. Now the recording will look upside down to anyone at the camera, but the audience will have the same view as you, the artist. Once you have your camera angles figured out and have a plan for how you will film each scene, time to double check your lighting. With each test shot for camera angle, be sure you and your surroundings look good. You may need to open blinds, close curtains, or turn lights on or off. Sometimes a little darker may be better if you see a glare. Be sure that your workspace fits nicely into the recording area. Do a test recording holding items the way you would naturally while you work. The view may look good while you are sitting still, but when you start moving your hands and products, the shot may be obstructed. Be sure to practice record each area, scenario, and angle until you are confident each shot will be the best it can be. Better to do the work before you start the final project. The good news is, after this initial preparation, you will be mostly set up for all your future videos, with a few tweaks or exceptions along the way. And now you're ready to record. Get your first scene ready with everything you need for the shot, but nothing more. Be sure you can easily reach each item without changing your position too much. Before beginning, be sure to close windows that may let in noise or a breeze that blows your items around. Close doors to keep out distractions, and any pets that may try to be surprise guests to your video. Turn off your ringer and notifications on your phone if you're using it to record, or silence your phone if you're not. Make sure you are not hungry, do not need to use the restroom, or have any other easy-to-remedy distraction before filming. Double-check your wardrobe, hair, and if you wear it, makeup. Wardrobe malfunctions are real things. Be comfortable, but confident there will be no mishaps. Sit down and get comfortable one last time to double check you have all that you need at your work area before starting. Ready? Action. After you hit record, go sit or stand at your designated work spot. Take a moment to breathe and pause. Then look at the camera and begin. Do not move from your work area while filming, but if you must, stop speaking and pause. Then return and pause before beginning again. Do not talk through your absence. You can always cut the absence out, but if you say something important while off screen, editing is much more challenging. If you make a mistake, pause and start over. Begin the scene again from where you made the mistake. Or you can begin it again at the beginning of the shot, whichever is better for your project. Speak clearly and confidently. Remember, you know what you are talking about, or you would not be doing the video in the first place. When you are talking to your viewers, be sure not to ramble to ensure easier editing if you must cut something out. There is nothing more challenging than cutting a half sentence out of another sentence and making it sound remotely cohesive. If you are like most of us and have a hard time speaking in complete thoughts 100% of the time, at least speak slowly and clearly enough to edit it out later if necessary. While you are filming, stay in your specified work area. You should have figured out your work boundaries while preparing for the camera angle. After finishing one stage, scene, or shot, stop the recording and set up for the next. This will help with editing later and give you more freedom in your recording as well. Once you are done capturing your magic in recorded form, the real work begins. Until you become familiar with the process, it may not hurt to watch all your recordings start to finish one time through before doing any editing. The next step I recommend is cutting or snipping your recordings into logical sequences. This may start with removing certain parts of your recordings. For example, you can begin by chopping out the first few seconds of each shot where you are walking to your work area from the camera. Your shot should begin with you smiling at the camera. Then cut out the end of the shot where you stand up to stop the recording, so it should end with you smiling at the camera still. After all the pre and post recording bits are removed, you can remove any mistake bits in the middle. Removing mistakes is important for your viewers. While you are human and your viewers may learn something from your mistakes, that is probably not the goal of your video. If the mistake does not help you reach your goal, it is better for everyone to remove it. Depending on your editing app or software, the clipping process may be a little challenging or very simple. Usually, basic editors allow for beginning and end trims. A later tutorial will go into different programs and their capabilities in more detail. After your video is trimmed neatly, you should refer to your video expectations and goals for guidance. At this point, you should find areas of your video that could be sped up, should be slowed down for more detail, or could have additional text added for emphasis or explanation. If so inclined, you could add music, sound effects, and clip transitions. Once you are complete up to this stage, watch your edited video once through to be sure you have not missed anything. Lastly, add a beginning and end image, slide, or just text, title and credits to tie the video together. Any text you add to your video should enhance the experience on screen, not substitute it. Try not to burden the viewer with reading. Now that you have an amazing video to show off, it's time to upload it. Be sure you save your video file to your computer or someplace safe, like a thumb drive or external memory. You will want to check your file type. Is it the correct file type to be uploaded to your intended destination? If not, there are file converters online. For YouTube, click the camcorder icon with a plus symbol. Choose the file from your computer to upload. Add a descriptive title that will inform potential viewers what they are watching. Add an informational description along with any links in the designated field. In the Add More area, be sure to add tags so people can find your awesome creative goodness on the web. The last thing you will want to ensure is that your thumbnail image is catching, descriptive, and relevant to your video. You have this wonderful video content. It is available for the world to see. Now you just have to tell them. Be sure the tags in your video are relevant, but also commonly searched terms. Using little-known terms in a tag is not going to help people find your video. Utilize your current social media following to promote your video. Be sure to add your video site location to your business cards and published business information areas. Create a way for users from each media platform to connect to your other platforms. For example, link downloaded freebies for your video viewers to your website. Use your website to sell items from your video and share them all on social media. While filming, replying to comments, or adding descriptions for your video, encourage interaction from viewers. Encourage subscribing, liking, following your social media, or visiting your website shop. While editing and filming, choose certain elements to be consistent throughout. By having a certain theme, phrase, or other element, you will begin to be familiar to your viewers. This will help your branding. Remember to know your audience or those you are marketing to. Don't forget the 80-20 rule. If you do not know this rule, in short, it states that 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers, while 20% of your business comes from the remaining 80%. Focusing on that core 20% will produce 80% success. You cannot please everyone, so focus on those who you naturally please the most. Do you remember Susie May from the previous video? Be sure to download the worksheets associated with this presentation and work through them. And be on the lookout for the next episode where you will learn more about editing apps and processes. I hope you got something valuable from this episode. Until next time, never stop creating.